Bella. This evening, a Johnston City man has died after he was hit by a car last night. We have the latest coming up. And a murder trial is delayed due to the pending retirement of the judge in the case. More on that story next. And after months of uncertainty for the future of the Cave-in Rock Ferry, the ferry will restore to full service on Monday. We have those stories and more this evening on a Friday evening edition of News 24 at 5. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. We have a lot of news to get to this evening, but we begin with a sad update out of Williamson County, where a Johnston City man has died after he was hit by a car last night. According to the Williamson County coroner Michael Jr. Burke, 23-year-old Andrew D. Goodell was pronounced dead at the scene. Around 10:23 p.m., the incident was reported to police. It happened on Route 37, just south of Cedar Grove Road in Marion. Authorities say Goodell was hit by a northbound vehicle. The incident is under investigation by Burke and the Williamson County Sheriff's Department. A murder trial is delayed due to pending retirement of the judge in the case. Prosecutors believe Jarrell Pullen shot and killed Javon Trott in March of 2017. Lawyers for both sides argued today about Facebook messages State's Attorney Mike Carr wants to enter into evidence. Judge Mark Clark says he felt those issues won't be resolved before he retires in November. Pullen's case was originally set for trial this week, but his lawyer wanted more time to look over more than 200 pages of Facebook messages. Peggy Dagan also filed a motion to limit some of that evidence, which includes details of a sexual relationship with a minor and other crimes. Judge Clark told Carr he needs to be more specific about which messages will be brought up during the trial. Making matters more difficult, Carr has another murder trial to prepare for in October, and he said it would be unreasonable to have Pullen's trial right after that. Once he's able to compile with messages he plans to use for Pullen's trial, Judge Clark said whoever takes over as judge can set a trial date then. To the weather this evening, where after soggy conditions to start the season, the nice weather is expected to continue. Here's News 24's Terry Rodriguez, and with the latest. Alright, thanks Terry. Turning to Cave-in Rock this evening, where after months of uncertainty for the future of the Cave-in Rock Ferry, the ferry will restore to full service on Monday. The ferry reduced its hours this past June after its owner, Lonnie Lewis, said he needed more money to make upgrades to bring the ferry up to safety regulations following changes in federal guidelines. Illinois and Kentucky have traditionally split the cost of operating the ferry, with each state contributing $402,000 per year. A Southern Illinois University student accused last week of belonging to a white supremacist Nazi group is no longer enrolled at the school. The student ceased to be enrolled at the Carbondale campus on Wednesday after meeting with the Dean of Students. The school could not confirm the terms of the student's departure from SIUC, citing all of SIUC's students' rights to privacy with regards to their education records. In Carterville, more than a week after declining to denounce hate speech disseminated through flyers on campus, Johnny Logan College has released a statement denouncing hate speech. Someone put about 50 to 75 flyers from the neo-Nazi group Church of Creativity on cars last week and posts flooded social media about the incident. The flyers were removed promptly, and the school released a statement the next day explaining its policy against flyering cars on campus. Today, Steve O'Keefe, who works for the Johnny Logan College Relations Department, sent out a joint statement from school administrators denouncing the message on last week's flyers. It reads, Johnny Logan College is deeply disturbed by the recent appearance on our campus of white supremacist flyers from the Church of Creativity and feel compelled to speak out and condemn the message of intolerance the group promotes. History makes clear that ignoring such hate speech will not make it go away and that it must be confronted directly. To a News 24 exclusive out of Benton tonight, where a mother demands answers after her daughter was dropped off miles away from her school. Hillary Miller and her daughter Zoe are new to the Benton School District. Tuesday was Zoe's first day of 5th grade at Benton Middle School. On Wednesday, she didn't make it home on time because Zoe says her bus driver made her get off at the wrong stop. Her mom says that she wondered where her daughter was as she waited for her bus to arrive. Once off the bus and nowhere near her home, Zoe grabbed her cell phone. Hillary asked her daughter to look for road signs or landmarks so she could come pick her up. That's when Zoe says she was at North Commercial and Cobble Street. But those were, in fact, the correct cross streets. Durham bus service dropped Zoe off 2 miles away from home. Principal Ellen Gibbs tells us she has no comment and the situation is resolved, but wouldn't explain how it was resolved. Durham Bus Services sent out a statement saying, "We take the safety of our riders very seriously. We are working with the district to investigate this incident and, if necessary, put additional steps into place to ensure this does not happen again. We operate 10 buses to safely transport the students of Benton Community Consolidated School District number 47. As for Hillary and Zoe, they want to make sure this doesn't happen again to them or to anyone else." For our full interview with Hillary, visit our website at www.news24si.com. Much more local news, sports, and weather is coming up next. You're listening to News 24 at 5. But first, here's your Fox News update.
In Fox News. This is a Fox News alert. President Trump requests an FBI probe. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Senate Judiciary Committee asking the White House for an FBI investigation of Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh today. A supplemental background check limited to no more than a week and only on existing credible sexual misconduct allegations against him. All of this first proposed by Republican Senator Jeff Flake earlier today as a condition of his vote toward advancing the nomination onto the full Senate.
This is democracy. Jeff is a wonderful guy, Flake. He's trying to be fair. And, the 3 senators who have had concerns are being listened to.
Fellow Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says he doesn't think they'll learn anything more than they already know from yesterday's day-long hearing with Kavanaugh and accuser Christine Ford. One of the undecided Republicans has been Susan Collins of Maine. Fox's Chad Pergram catching up with her a short time ago.
There was this group of moderates, kind of both sides of the aisle, who talked to the White House about their proposal, and this is what Collins said. She said, quote, "This is an important development that will let us go forward."
President Trump suggesting earlier today that he would not stand in the way of an FBI probe.
I'm going to let the Senate handle that. They'll make their decisions, and they've been doing a good job and very professional.
The president, who watched yesterday's hearings, also called Ford a very fine woman and said both she and Kavanaugh were credible witnesses. He also says he's not considering any alternative nominees. Again, the White House just releasing a statement from the president that he is ordering the FBI to conduct the supplemental investigation into Kavanaugh based on the allegation, but limited to no more than a week. Kavanaugh just releasing a statement of his own, acknowledging that he has been cooperating and saying that he will continue to cooperate. Fox News, fair and balanced.
Stop.
I love the Unlimited Wash Club because I want to make a good first impression with my clients, and this is a fast and easy way to keep my vehicle clean. I'm always on the go with the kids, and Finish Like Car Wash makes it fast and easy for me to keep my car clean.
I love the Unlimited Wash Club because it's convenient, it's affordable, I can be in and out under 5 minutes, and I keep my truck looking great.
Free vacuums, Unlimited Wash Club, and fast service. Clean, fast, and fun.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, it's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
At Silkworm, our company culture is our brand. I love design, and this is a great place for it.
It makes great first impressions last. That's our slogan.
It's kind of like the golden rule. It's exciting just to see something new and different.
As you evolve as an artist, you can surprise yourself with what you can come up with.
People keep coming back. Everybody's real happy to work with us. We've crafted a culture here that everyone wants to be a part of.
We'll find a solution to what you're looking for.
That's success.
Silkworm, high standards, happy customers. Find us, silkworminc.com. No matter what kind of work you do, a good pair of boots will take you there. Adam's Shoe Store supplies the boots for you. They carry a wide range of footwear for men and women. Adam's Shoe Store, your next step to quality footwear. South of
Every day, more women are choosing Heartland Women's Healthcare to give the best care for themselves and their babies. It's because we are moving care forward with innovations like an ultrasound at every visit, a USB bracelet to keep your medical records close, and more than 45 practicing doctors on staff. Last year alone, Heartland Women's Healthcare delivered 5,000 more reasons you should see us too. Taking care of women and their babies. Heartland Women's Healthcare.
Alexa, who is Illinois' 12th congressional district candidate?
Here's something I found on Wikipedia. William Lee Enyart Jr. was the U.S. representative for Illinois' 12th congressional district. Did that answer your question?
No.
Thanks for your feedback.
That didn't help much, did it? So it's Randy. We don't know. Randy Auxier. Alexa, how do you say AUXIER?
I pronounce that Auxier, but text-to-speech is always improving, and I might not have it quite right.
Auxier. 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 Okay, I got it now. Auxier. Yeah, none of us knows. 30 seconds. All right, thanks, Terry. Turning to Carterville, where well-incumbent Republican Mike Bost and Democrat Brendan Kelly attract most of the attention in Illinois' 12th congressional district, Green Party candidate Randy Auxier says it's time for independent thinking in Washington. Though Green Party candidate Paula Bradshaw received just 6% of the vote in 2016, Auxier believes in today's political climate, people are looking for an option outside of Democrats and Republicans. Facing two well-funded candidates, Auxier knows he won't be able to outspend or even keep up with them, but he says his campaign will resonate with voters. He says if elected, his main focus would be on implementing single-payer health care. Auxier says he would also push for infrastructure improvements, including light rails and technological upgrades. And for our full interview with Randy Auxier, visit our website at www.news24si.com/vote2018. In Mount Vernon, the 7th annual Fall Festival is bigger than ever this year, with dozens of craft vendors. The 3-day festival includes food and craft vendors, information booths, and music spread out over several blocks on 9th Street. Musical guests include platinum rock legends Mo Pitney, Cat Daddy-O, and many more. The event kicked off at 5 and wraps up on Sunday. Admission and parking are free. More information about the event's website can be found on more information about the event's schedule can be found on the event's website. Much more local news, sports, and weather is coming up next. You're listening to News 24 at 5.
I'm Krista Pesca. I joined Christopher Rural Health. I was born and raised here in Southern Illinois on a farm, and I've been here practicing now for approximately 16 years, and I see people of all ages. My main approach is I just treat people like family. I mean, I would treat them just like I would treat my mother or father.
At CRHPC Community Health Centers, we strive to give excellent care to patients in all the communities we serve. Let us be your medical home.
My name is Terry Rogers-Smith. I'm a PA. I'll be practicing in Christopher. Well, family practice, meaning I treat everything from 3 months old to the end. I think the biggest thing with me that you'll find is I'm a patient advocate, and I'm very much for the patient making their decisions because ultimately it's their body. I'm a blue-collar girl. I'm very down to earth. That's how I practice. What you see now is what you get.
Visit us at crhpc.org.